This video, I'm gonna review with you how I build a work-life balance. Hey everybody, I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting and host of the Big Stud Podcast. Building a work-life balance and what I call is a work-life harmony, because there is no such thing as balance in my opinion. So if you're trying to figure out a 50-50 even keel, even distribution of efforts, I don't think that's possible. But the program I'm going to walk you through today, the process I'm going to walk you through today is how I go about, not just for myself, but also for my clients, teaching them about building their schedule so that they can put the right amount of effort into all parts of their life, both their work, their business, their family, and themselves. So the first step, if you look at this list at the top here, these are the 9 categories that I believe will build a fulfilled life. This is my own personal opinion. I didn't get this from anywhere, and it's different for everybody, but this is a good starting point. So personal, what do you do for yourself? Professional development, how are you improving your business? This will be one of the biggest lists that we talk about. What are you doing for your family? What are you doing for your friends? How are you attacking your hobbies, your home, your physical, and your financial? So the process goes like this. I'm going to show you mine here in a second. Take those categories, put them in a document, put them in a spreadsheet, put them on a piece of paper, whatever, and then build out everything you need to do in a month period in each of those categories. And then give it a frequency. So what does that look like? So this is my list. I'll just go through it to give you some ideas. So personal, chiropractor, massage, haircuts, things that you need to do for yourself. Obviously there's hobbies and gym and physical, that kind of stuff, but specifically, what do you want to do for yourself? It could be meditation, could be yoga, kind of physical, kind of for yourself, floats, a lot of different things, right? But chiropractor, massage are my 2. Professional development for me is Arte Apex, my Apex coach Thomas, meditate and read. That's what I do so that I can be the best version of myself and continue to improve. If you don't have something in the professional development list, you've probably told yourself, I want to listen to more podcasts, I want to read more, I want to get into a group, I want to hire a coach. That's where that would go. The next list is business. This is always going to be the biggest part of it. So for me is YouTube creation, Big Stud podcast creation, Remodeling the Carolinas is another podcast that I do. Paying Things, The Winning Mindset is my mastermind group. Smash is another group that I help with John Paramore. We collaborate on a small group coaching. The Champion Circle is my small group coaching program, 10 people for the whole year, so that's listed in there. So those are things I need to schedule, things I need to do every month. Champion Circle, construction selling Facebook engagement, social engagement, EC Grading, which is the grading company I run, partner on, whatever you want to call it. These are things that need to happen for that. Commission reporting, follow-up, CRM updates. Here are some of my one-on-one coaching clients, and all the way down through Lindsay meetings, and everybody's list is going to be different, but this is everything I need to touch intentionally every month for the business. Things I want to do for my family: date night with the boys. Every other Saturday I take one of my sons out kind of on a one-on-one basis to spend time together. Date night with Tiff. Once a month we have a date night intentionally. Family movie night every week. It was Tuesdays, we're switching it to Mondays, but it was Tuesday tacos and movie night. We have tacos, we get together as a family, and take the boys to school. Something I wanted to focus on now. They're getting a little bit older. I'm not there every night, I'm not there every day, I'm not there every weekend, but I want to commit to when I am there, taking them to school in the morning. Friends, I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have people I hang out with locally. I don't have the parties I get invited to or the cookouts or whatever, and I'm cool with that. My life has changed a bit because of that. But being intentional for me is being intentional with Arte and Apex relationships. So these are business owners and mentor brothers and sisters who are in these other groups that I want to intentionally spend time investing in. Some hobbies for me are golf, travel, camp. We bought a camper last year, so I want to intentionally, camp on a regular basis. Jiu-jitsu and church. At home, what do you do for your house? Like for me, dishes, laundry, food prep. I'm gonna get into this in a second, but like dishes and laundry are no longer on there. I outsourced that. I hired that out. I'll talk about that process in a second. And then physical, walk, bike, yoga, gym, and then financial, schedule bills, and cash flow. So this is my personal list. It's a little dated, but I want to give that to you intentionally. So once about every 90 days, I rebuild this list because different clients, different priorities, different people, different parts of the season. I want to camp more in the fall than I do in January, February, right? So the priorities need to change. But basically, you're going to take that list that you see right there and give everything a frequency. How often does it need to happen? Some are going to be daily. If you go back here, you'll see some will be daily, some will be weekly, some will be twice a month, and some will be monthly. If it's something you want to touch once a year, once a quarter, don't put it in this list unless you absolutely need to, but those are kind of the frequencies you want to look at when building this list. So once you have this list, this is mine. It's a big list. Everybody who follows me knows I get a lot done, and it's sickening and exhausting. But basically, you take those lists, this list right here of those things. I'm going to switch over to a different document. This is my time blocking calendar rough draft template. So what this is it's 4 weeks long. You'll see 4 weeks long, 7 days wide. And for me, my day runs from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. Everybody's day is gonna be a little different. That's me. I'm part of the 4 a.m. club. It's not for everybody, but it's for me to get everything I need to get done. Basically, take that list and dump it into this spreadsheet, metaphorically, obviously, and you put things in the frequency that they need to happen. Like you'll see for me, read every morning's on there, gym's on there, meditate, post on social media, take the kids to school. You got clients listed in here, operations meeting, EC grading stuff, one-on-one event with Everett you'll see on this Saturday, food prep, food shop, church, cash flow, weekly prep. It all ends in here. So there's some things are like once a week, some things are every other. You'll see where you got the tacos and family movie night in here, monthly date night with Tiff. And this is how I balance the for me, the gym, the reading, the meditation, my wife, the date nights, the family movie nights, the boys every other week. The boys are my sons, MJ and Everett. MJ's 5 right now, Everett is 2. I want to be intentional with spending time with them. I'm not there all the time. But when I do schedule time with them, it's very, very intentional. But church is important to me. Food prep and prepping for my week on Sundays is very important to me. The gym in the morning and reading is very important to me. But what this will allow you to do, I'll use the example of laundry and dishes. When you create your list, you're going to determine, do I actually have time for all this? Because you'll see in this calendar as well, there are big kind of time blocks that are open. You'll see like after laser line painting on Mondays, there's a big open box. You'll see the gaps in the middle. You still need reactive time in your calendar. You'll have situations throughout the week that you need that reactive time. You need to be able to have that time for you to catch up on fires or be available. But these are times I'm just not available on a regular basis. It's basically, I'm shooting this now in the beginning of March. I will be recreating this. I do it at the beginning of every quarter so that the next quarter's priorities can be scheduled in there. So I'll be redoing this list again. It's not a set it and forget it. When you first build this out, get it into the rough draft, make sure you have enough time. I didn't want to spend time on dishes and laundry anymore. My time is more valuable than that. I had to sacrifice something I wanted to do for that, which most of us do. So I decided to outsource that. I basically pay my mother-in-law. She comes in once or twice a week, does some laundry, does the dishes. It's just not things I want to dedicate time to doing anymore. When I used to have my old house, I paid someone else to do the yard. When I first lived there, I was doing the yard, but like that 3 hours every Sunday was something I needed to dedicate to something more valuable to me. For everybody, it's different. Judge me all you want. I don't want to do dishes and laundry, so I'm paying somebody else to do it. There's something in your life that just because you can do doesn't mean you should do. This happens in our business just like the rest of our lives. Are you the one that needs to be doing that activity? Are you the one that is the only one who's capable of doing this? But also, what's a priority for you? Creating that work-life harmony, that work-life balance is about prioritizing what's for you. So once you have the rough draft done, this document right here, you fill it all in, you make it all happen. You take that, once it's set, and you put it into the actual calendar. So this is what my actual calendar looks like. I use a program called Fantastical, mostly because it allows me to do, and I've used it for a long time, very customized, reoccurring options. Basically put things in here like it matches the rough draft so that you can see things like I take my kids to school, I read, it's on the calendar, gym is on the calendar, meditate's on the calendar, post on social media is on the calendar, EC grading stuff is on the calendar, stretch and read every night's on the calendar, date night with Tiff's on the calendar. All these things are there so that I can look at my week and know what to be prepared for. This is literally, I'm recording this right now on Sunday. Food prep's happening at home. My wife is at home doing that. Tonight we'll work on the personal cash flow and prep for my week. But now I know what's coming up this week. I have 2 or 3 really unique things this week. I'm doing a keynote speech for NARI Atlanta. I have a Zoom call with a TV producer for someone to reach out to me from YouTube, so that's a little different. I have a podcast recording with John Paramore. I have a NARI National recording for their keynote speech they're doing at the end of April that they want me to do. So some things will overlap. And you'll see how right here, this EC grading time block is overlapping. So tonight when I prep for my week, I'm gonna catch that. That's an overlapping issue. So I'll take that EC grading and I'll relocate it because just because it doesn't happen when it's scheduled, that time still needs to get done. Like the activities needed for that time block still need to happen. But if you look at my calendar, it's busy. Like yours shouldn't be this busy. I put too much on my plate. But the purpose of showing you this is so that you can see I actually have time on the calendar to read, to go to the gym, to meditate, to post on social media, to take my kids to school, to take my kids to t-ball practice. You know, another example of relocating things, my son, you'll see here on Tuesdays, it used to be family taco movie night. We moved it to Monday right here because t-ball practice popped up in there. So now Tuesdays and Thursdays, MJ has t-ball practice. But if you can't look at your calendar and say, myself, my family, my business are getting the right amount of attention, not balance, but the right amount, that's when you start to build that anxiety, get that frustration. So I'm gonna stop there. There's a few other things I could show you. We'll do in a second video, kind of how I keep up with tasks and fires as they come in. But for right now, real quick recap. Take this list. What do you need to do for yourself in a monthly basis? Personal, professional development, business, family, friends, hobbies, home, physical, financial. Give it a frequency. How often does it need to happen? Build your list. I put little dots next to these, so as I get them scheduled on my calendar, I can mark them off as complete. So do that however you want to do that, but that's how I do it. Basically, fill it in. Everything you need to touch on a monthly basis to be successful, take that list, dump it out onto the rough draft, get it all assigned so that you know you have good breaks throughout the week to catch up, and you might realize like there's too much on your plate, your list is too long. What can you delegate? What can you outsource? What can you hire for? All those things are super important about what is your life balance. And I want to say that again, your life balance, not what you think other people want you to be doing. What do you need to do for you that allows you to live a fulfilled life? There's certain things you're doing right now that you could delegate or outsource for pennies on the dollar compared to the time suck it has on your life. Once that rough draft is done, you believe that it's real, get those calendar invites into the calendar so they're reoccurring so that I can look forward weeks and know what I have available and what I don't so that I can schedule ahead and set proper expectations to take those things out of my head, put it on paper so that I can be focused in whatever task is in front of me. This is Mike Claudio's process for getting their time blocks in place. I've helped a lot of my clients do that. If you're interested in helping get this set up, I'd love to help you do that. Reach out, let's talk. We can walk through the process. Even if I maybe even do a small group, if you or 5 of your friends want to walk through this, we can get like a small group together, just get it knocked out. But reach out, Mike Claudio at WinRate Consulting on Instagram, so that I can continue to